Welcome back to What a Glitch, the only show advanced enough to put 3 games in one video. I'm Justin, and today on Aurum, I'll be bringing you the entire Sonic Advance trilogy. Yep, that's right, all 3 games in one video. If you're wondering why, just look at the link to the video, there's not much. Although I don't think size matters here, because I brought several neat glitches for y'all to look at with your eye holes. Of course, since we're going through 3 games, I do want to know which one's your favorite, so drop a comment because I really do want to know. Well, with that out of the way, let's team up and go fast so we can advance into these glitches. It's time to gamble with gravity and go where no Fox guys have gone before, or should go. With this glitch, Gravity Swap, you can explore this whole level with opposite gravity that it wants you to. Some platforms still work normally when it looks like they shouldn't, although normal isn't exactly correct. Conveyors don't function how you'd think, and some slips just send you off in directions that they definitely wouldn't normally. The cannons don't actually change the direction of the gravity either, so you can take this quite a long way. Also, item capsules can only be broken from the bottom, so if you roll into ones like these and try to jump into them, you can actually clip through the ceiling. Loops are weird in this too, they're a little finicky and hard to stand in, but a good spin dash can get you through. There's only so far you can go through the level though, because there's a big wall that can stop you from progressing. But apparently it's possible to make it to the boss with some skillful flying, but I certainly can't do it. What I can do is show you how to do this glitch. Starting off, you want to go to Cosmic Angel Zone Act 2. It's best to be Tails because being able to fly makes navigating the upside down a lot easier. So you'll want to progress through the stage until you reach this S-shaped set of ramps. If you spin dash and jump at a certain time, you clip through the floor and bypass the gravity switcher. Do it about here because there's no real pixel or anything to use as a guide, so just try to emulate what you see here. If you did it right, you'll clip through the spikes and into the floor, and from there you can explore to your heart's content. So now that that's out of the way, it's time to slap this glitch with difficulty rating of, caliente. This is a hot one, very difficult one to pull off as well, so if you're feeling up to the challenge, I'd say go for it. This isn't exactly a glitch, but it is fun to do, so I thought I'd show it off pretty quickly. With Knuckles, if you jump from a decent enough height and glide right before you hit an item capsule, you'll bounce up really high while still gliding, netting you some major airtime. I guess Knuckles can finally fly like in the movie. You already know what it is, this technique gets a cool rating. Where we're going, we don't need walls, not like we can interact with them in the first place. This is the path swapping glitch, a glitch that honestly breaks the game a lot more than you'd think. With the glitch active, your character is basically on another plane of existence. It can only interact with objects, and not really any normal ground. You can actually glide for a long time uninterrupted, and you can even hit the goalpost at the end of the stage, although you will die. Sometimes you can glide so fast that you basically become a speeding missile. It's kind of insane. It's also very easy to be hit by off-screen things that you didn't see, so watch out there. Speaking of things you can't see, sometimes you can climb onto this invisible wall, and if you climb all the way up to the top, you can get stuck inside and Knuckles will just start dancing. Running is also very weird. Knuckles just kind of bounces around. It's pretty strange, but you can jump out of it. This also works on Neo Green Hill Act 1, although there isn't much you can really do with that one besides, die. Well, I guess I'll show you how to do it now. What you want to do is go to Angel Island Act 1, past the first moving spring thing, and reach this first loop. Start crouching around here, and with Knuckles' left side aligned 32 pixels left of the loop, wait for the camera to pan and then do his punch thing. You can check if you did it right by seeing if Knuckles will go right through that slope on the left. As long as you don't go back into that loop, you'll be avoiding pretty much all collision. But wait, it doesn't work with just Knuckles. The same method works with Sonic and Amy, although you won't be getting that far. But if you take the platform above, you can do some interesting things. You can't actually do that much exploring here, mostly because Sonic can't really get around without, flooring. But hey, Sonic can get stuck in the same place Knuckles did. Also, rails are solid now, so you can pretty much just roll on rails. Forget the soap shoes, this is where it's at. Now I did say Sonic, Amy, and Knuckles could all do the last method, but there's another method that's possible with Tails too, although it's a little different. Crouch with Tails' ear aligned with the right side of the loop, wait for the camera pan, and then do a quick spin dash. You should go through the floor relatively easily, and die relatively easily as well. What you want to do is bounce on the spring below and land inside this wall. Somehow get Tails standing flat, and then you can actually fly around to your leisure. Now you can actually get pretty far with Tails, but I certainly didn't. Now that I've shown you how it all goes down, it's time for that difficulty rating, which will be cool. Once you know how to set it up, it's actually super simple and easy to pull off. Now, on to the next game. We might beat a new game, but some glitches die hard. We'll be quickly path swapping once again with everyone's favorite flying faux fox. First, you'll want to head to Ice Paradise Act 1 with Tails, and go through the level until you find this loop. All you have to do is fly up near the top left of the loop, move to the left, and you'll find the solid slope isn't so solid anymore. You could explore it, or with some really good flying and landing, you can actually make it to the end and pass the goal. But just like last game, you'll die. Just like the last glitch, this one also gets a cool rating, and for a nice paradise, I'd say that makes sense. Moving on over to the third game in the Advance Trilogy, we've got a glitch that doesn't involve flying through walls, but I never said anything about cannons. What you'll need to do is get a team of Knuckles and Tails and go to Cybertrack Act 3 and find a cannon like this one. If you jump and use your airborne tag action right before landing on the cannon, you can actually enter it from the wrong side, as Knuckles will clip inside the object. It doesn't really have any uses past that, but it is still rather neat to do. This glitch has a difficulty rating of cool. This glitch lets Sonic and Knuckles completely stop in their tracks. They can't move in the slightest, and if they're in the wrong place at the wrong time, they can get completely crushed. Or they could float in place, that's cool too. The one important thing about this glitch is that it can only be performed on the Sonic Advance 3 prototype. This glitch was patched out in the final release. The ROM files to the Sonic Advance 3 prototype can easily be found on Google. Anyways, to perform this glitch, you want to choose Knuckles and Sonic and go to Ocean Base Act 3. Head through the stage until you find this fan looking thing and start charging up your tag action. Jump on the fan with Knuckles holding Sonic and they'll completely freeze in place. They can still be pushed around, but you have no gravity or any control. You can get out of it by letting go of the tag action button, but you'd best do that before you get a face full of the fan. Wrapping it up, considering what it takes to both be able to play this version of the game, plus what it takes to do it, I'd say this glitch gets a cool difficulty rating. Well, if you liked the video, be sure to like the video, and if you want to see more, definitely subscribe. Also on the other side of the screen, there's some videos that you can click on. One of them is specifically for you, the viewer, so if you want to click on that, definitely do try that out. But other than that, I'll see you back here next week, so don't forget to stay golden.